outer space or somewhere and then come back down. You now have an open house sign-in page for any property you're holding open at all, as long as you go through your website. And as you look on the top, you have this open on your iPad or what have you. You're going to be able to scroll through the photos and have all of this available to see for your clients when they walk in. It has the details. You type in, they type in their information here, and they have to click the box, and then they press submit. And through the magic of things, this screen will open up. This is the property they've been looking at. This is the information about you. This is the QR code they now have so they can open up their phone and scan it and have all the data right there immediately and not lose it. And then they have more property information. You click the back arrow and it brings you back to this page. You're back to the main page so your next guest can do the same thing. This is available through the updated websites. Those people who submit those contact forms to you right there will drop right into your command database and will be tagged open house lead, and will have the property address that you met them at in the timeline of your command. Y'all, that's exciting. Okay, so if you weren't sure why you care about it, it's not just the blogs and the testimonials on your front page, it's the ability to do all that magic through your open house leads. And without further ado, I will throw it to Robert for a coaching and broker spotlight.
Hey, Sarah, thank you very much. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Let's give a shout out to one person doing really well in the coaching program on Team Alicia, Monty Bowman, the third. I didn't know you were a third, Monty. Congratulations. He opened his escrow on his listing. Actually, is in growth. Congratulations. I'm going to give you some broker stuff in the chat box. I want you to read it. Hold on one second. It's in regards, again, to lease listings, meaning you have a client that wants your help in putting their property in the MLS. You can take lease listings, but your involvement on that lease listing is nothing more than MLS entry. All tenant inquiries must be referred to the what's now called rental property owner instead of landlord in the state of California, meaning the owner or their property management company must do credit checks, taking deposits, preparing tenant lease agreements, conducting move-in, move-out inspections. You are not allowed to do these activities. If you do these activities, you are in violation and you are bordering on the line of doing property management type stuff. Now, I know you want to help your landowners that have properties. They want you to market and advertise it. But please, please, please don't do property management type stuff. And you'll see at the very bottom of what I put in there, do not use the lease agreements in CAR zip forms. Rental property owners are required to obtain their own lease documents. I wish those documents were under lock and key, but you cannot have the word Keller Williams on any lease documents, please. You don't want to be up for either a fair housing violation or a claim from a tenant when they come to sue you. And then our deductibles now are $15,000, which you will be responsible for. We don't pay that. Each agent's responsible for their own deductible. Okay. Now I wanted to scare the bejesus out of you. Now go get more listings with what we have on the queue today. Looking forward to what we're going to learn. Back to you, Sarah.
A little bit of joy and happiness through some learning and motivation through fear. Yes, do the right thing, y'all. It's that simple. Just do your job. Okay, so Movement Mortgage, Eddie, I see you. I see Matt. Who's got their minutes coming up?
Really quick, I want to leave you guys as much time as I possibly can. Want to let you know that CPI, Consumer Price Index, which is a kind of the core measurement of inflation that the Fed uses to gauge what direction they're going to head into, it actually went up a little bit this past month. The headline number, it went from 3.2 to 3.7. And the reason being, and I'm sure all you guys have noticed, paying a little bit more money at the pump. You guys have been seeing those gas prices creeping up. So that kind of pushed us a little bit higher. And gasoline and energy really were the two things that pushed us higher. But when the Fed strips out food and energy, they look at the core number, right? And the core number is really what they go off of. That actually dropped. from 4.7 to 4.3, which is exactly what we want to be seeing with all these movements, right? And so the fact that that number is dropping, the market's reacting and really seeing improvements in the market today and rates getting a little bit better. So, and we're looking at that trend hopefully going forward over the next couple of months, because the numbers that are replacing on a month-to-month level are going to be lower and lower going forward. So we should be seeing rates coming down in the near future. So that's the good news. Also want to let you guys know, whoever's interested, on Friday, we have, there's 6 of us right now signed up. We've got room for 1, maybe 2 more to come and volunteer at Humble Design. We're going to be going out and furnishing a home for a family on Friday morning through Friday afternoon. So it'll be from about 9 o'clock in the morning till about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. If anybody would like to join us, we're helping a family transitioning out of homelessness. We're going to furnish their entire house for them and really change their lives. So if anybody would like to be part of it, please feel free to send me a private message in the chat. That's all I got for you guys. I hope you have a great week.
Look at that with you being on time, Eddie Belinky. Don't get me excited. All
Got
right,
a little
y'all.
warning, Sarah.
What?
I said he got a little warning before.
All right, you guys, I am going to make sure we have all the time and give a mighty introduction to our guest today, Daniel Fleischman, and let you know a little bit about him. And I'm going to read right from it because I think that's important to get it all right. So Daniel coaches and trains on real estate sales. He is marketing, social media, and advanced business strategies as well. He has facilitated and presented at live events with Tony Robbins, with Chet Holmes, Steve Harvey, Jordan Belfort, and many more. And today he's really excited to be here and share with all of us the innovative ways to take listings and secret social media strategies to help everyone get more business. So without further ado, and right on time, welcome, Daniel.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Sarah, you're so spot on. Can I piggyback something you said? And
Please do.
I guess I'll borrow Gary's term, charge the storm. Agents I'm working with, we're focused on solutions. Yeah, we're not focused on fear. There's a ton of opportunity. So I totally agree with you. And also, yeah, that's what we're gonna be talking about today, is getting listings in this current environment. Anyone excited for that? Okay, cool. Let's do it. You can see my screen okay, correct? Looking good? Yep. Okay, perfect. By the way,
sir.
First of all, I would like everyone, please give a round of applause to Ashley, who I've had amazing conversations with, Sarah, the whole ALC of amazing leadership. Seriously, thank you. I appreciate you. Anytime you can throw up a DJ Khaled meme, I strongly encourage you to do so. Okay, I appreciate you. All right. So have another event in Tampa coming up here. While I don't work for Keller Williams, although I am on the process of joining under an operating principal, I don't work for KW. I love Gary Keller. Does anybody think the guy is a genius? I think he's an absolute genius. I do. This may have been 1 or 2 events back. This was maybe 2 mega camps ago, but Gary has this quote, and when I hear something profound from him, I like to write it down. Gary said this: when the market shifts, you don't necessarily have to put in more hours in a day. You have to shift how you spend your time. If you don't like lead gen, you're going to get caught right now. I hope I didn't destroy the way that he said it. He said it more elegantly. But here's what I want to say. We're going to talk about lead gen, but who wants to do it without endless cold calling and door knocking? You want a better way? Yes? Cool. That's what we're going to hit today. So you got to have fun too, right? So hopefully this is how you can look with all your pain in the butt clients after this training. Is that good, right? We're going to have some fun. Is it okay if we have fun today? Okay, cool. I know Ashley has a good sense of humor. So I added this in just for fun. Results disclaimer: not legal, tax, or accounting advice. This is not medical, marital, or a guru advice. So hashtag don't sue me. But hopefully you'll get larger tax bills is my hope. Okay. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. Client stories today as well. It's not a magic pill. They put in tons of work. They actually implemented. They didn't just do the law of attraction. Fair? Okay, cool. Also, today's about adding value, not selling anything today. So I think at the end, you'll probably want to do this. What I am doing is I'm going to give away bonus gifts. I like to add a ton of value. So in my past several presentations, actually, who saw Ed Milet at Family Reunion? Yeah? Okay, cool. I have one thing to tease him about. One, he swore 12 times. But I think when you're worth 800 million, you're allowed. I'm not going to swear today. But what I will say is Ed has this saying: whenever something amazing happens, there's always a little bit of like God or Jesus involved. So in several of my past trainings, I booked a listing appointment at every one, which I would love to do for you. It's tough to do in this setting, but if you reach out to me one-on-one, love to help you set some listing appointments. I have some surprise bonus gifts. And who here's on LinkedIn? Anybody on LinkedIn? Yep. It's not that I want you to be on LinkedIn, but 80 to 90% of luxury homeowners are on LinkedIn, not TikTok. Go ahead and cancel me. Go ahead. It's fine. They're on LinkedIn. So if you want, feel free to text my business cell 407-693-6297. Yep. I even got cheeky because I know everybody wants to screenshot it, but taking action, that's what's going to help in this market. But seriously, the phone number will be on there the whole way through. No sales pitch today. Good. Okay, good. Awesome. So let's jump in. Now, who in your market center, I think there's some, work with divorce or probate family law attorneys. Anybody work with them? Yeah. And Sarah, just to gauge, is this both veterans and newly licensed agents, a little bit of a mix?
Yes.
So yeah. So I don't know if newer agents might be like, why in the world would you want to work with divorce and probate attorneys? I don't know if you've heard, there's a few people dying and getting divorced. We're not happy about it, but I believe even Keller Williams is a big believer in like all the Ds that are related to life events, right? So deaths and divorce result in a ton of listings. So just, you can unmute, feel free, and or let's see. By the way, I'm not texting. I also have the list here. So, Angel, Angela, Ariana, Ashley's on. Hey, what's up? Bernie, feel free to drop in the comments or, just drop a like or whatever, or unmute. Anybody want to hear that today? I believe I've cracked the code and I'm really humble, as you can tell. Okay, cool. So a lot of you want to hear that. So we're going to hit that today. I've met with 70 attorneys in the past 3 months. So anyway, not bad. I believe I cracked that code. Also today, we're going to hit a little bit on LinkedIn. I alluded to this, 80 to 90% of luxury homeowners are on LinkedIn. They're not on TikTok. Okay. So who wants to learn how to get an intro to them and not have to cold call them and get a meeting with them? That'd be awesome. Cool. All clickbait. I will deliver on all of it. I promise you. Also, I know we're real estate agents. Who would like to get home sellers and referral partners to call you? Would that be sweet? Okay, I know we're real estate agents. I know that one. Lastly, this one almost broke the internet the other day. By the way, I'm in a conference center in Tampa. And I'm doing a training after this, but I said I need a private room. I've got a VIP training to conduct here. So thank you for bearing with me on the tech. But this one broke the internet the other day. Who wants to get buyers and sellers that will work with you, regardless of this interest rate thing, low inventory, and any other market conditions? Would that be sweet? I promise we have some amazing stuff. That's what we're going to hit today. First, I wanted to start with a few things that were fun. For time's sake, you can find some of this on my social media. Again, like Ed Milet would say, there's a little bit of God or Jesus involved. I was at a Palm Beach or Boca Market Center, and we pulled up a list on the spot. The first one I called, I said an $18 million listing appointment. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that to encourage you, okay? Listen, less people call $18 million expireds. And also, they're just regular humans. In fact, I think sometimes they're easier to talk to. My mentor has a quote. He says, Daniel, solve wealthy people's problems. They pay better than donate money and time to charity. Okay. Anybody like that one? I kind of do, but that is on my social, but I'll skip it. But I just wanted to just shout that out. Normally at the end, we would stay and do listing appointments too. But again, if you text me, I'll help you one-on-one with that. Is that fair? Okay, cool. So we already hit that. Perfect. So see what we got next here. Some fun and exciting things. And my team updated my slide deck. Okay, really quick request. I promise to make good use of your time, and I'm going to go really fast. So you can listen really fast, or the replay will slow it down a little bit. But I have 1 hour to change your life, and I promise to make good use of it. So if you don't have a listing appointment or a closing, throw your phone on mute, put it in airplane mode. I'll make good use of your time. Got about 40 minutes. Is that fair? Okay, cool. Now, really quick, I have a quick PSA. I'm dating myself. I'm 41. I keep my hair short on the side so you can't see my salt and pepper coming in, okay? Some of you remember this logo. Betty White would do public service announcements, right? I have one, but it's kind of cool. You'll like it. All good? Who is still getting calls from the extended car warranty people? Anybody still getting these? Like, yes, I have an extended car warranty. Oh my goodness, okay? Listen, can anybody guess based on that what the #1 unspoken complaint, the last time I heard it from the NAR, was about sellers and buyers? Drop in the comments if you want. I think somebody said it. My agent won't pick up the phone or call me back. Anybody think this has ever happened in the history? Yes, it's happened. So look, buyers or sellers are not going to send you this meme, even though it's super cute. Okay. They're not going to send you this meme. However, somebody hasn't called you back in 2 weeks, screenshot that. That has got me so many VIP, or as the kids are saying, baller meetings. Okay. That little dog does something special. Okay. I don't know why, but that does work if you got ghosted. Okay. but they're not going to send you this. So my PSA is pick up the phone. I really think you'll take more listings, increase your gross commission next 12 months. Everybody on board? Pick up the phone more. Okay, cool. All right, we got that out of the way. So look, after many, many years, I think some of us in life, as we get older, like we realize, what's the definition of insanity again? Isn't it like doing things over and over, the same things and expecting different result?
Yeah.
So we're not going to do anything radically different. Oh, if somebody unmuted, great. Love any interaction. I'm totally on board with it. Okay. We're not going to do anything radically different. We're just going to like turn a few knobs and do a few switches. Okay. Sound good? Cool. So look, this is a systematic approach today. I don't want you to throw darts at a board. Anybody remember the actor Michael Douglas? I used to like him. He was in a movie called Wall Street. For you young agents, not the one with Shia LaBeouf, way before that one, okay? But he has a couple quotes in the movie. I don't want to talk about insider stock trading like the movie, but I want to relate it here. But hey, who doesn't want to throw darts at a board? Do you want to bet on a sure thing? Here's what I can tell you. I have a funny social media video you can go watch. Remember the movie Wedding Crashers? They were divorce mediators, okay? And like the funny line is, hey, you want to go dance with some dangerous and safe Latin man? Then we got to finalize this divorce, sell the house, right? Is like they have to, right? I'm not making fun of divorce, right? But if the judge says you have to sell the house, you have to. When their parent dies, they don't, right? They're selling the property now to buy their Range Rover, their Gucci or whatever they're buying, right? So like death, divorce, relocation, right? So today we're going to hit a systematic approach. Anybody open to that? Instead of rolling, gambling on who's going to, yes. Okay, good. I had a feeling. I like to bet on a sure thing. Oh, the other quote, remember this for the end, is information. It's the most valuable commodity I know of, okay? Don't you want to be the first person to know about somebody wanting to list, right? Because I think somebody doesn't want to sell their house and you convince them to do that. That to me sounds slimy and weird. I don't want to do that, but I'd like to be the first to know. Anybody? Yeah, want to be the first to know? Okay, cool. So remember that. Now, we're in San Diego. You all have probably read or heard of Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. Or the other book would be potentially How to Win Friends. No, not How to Win Friends. 7 Habits, Stephen Covey. So look, I'm not going to begin with the end in mind, like visualize your death. That's in the 7 Habits. But let's visualize with the end in mind. Hey, aren't we listings focused? Yeah. I heard one of you probably say, I like buyers. Cool. What's the best way to get your buyers? A listing. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, cool. So anyway, we're going to be listings focused. Who wants to see, and I've asked tons of operating principals, brokers, agents all over the country. They've all agreed with this list. Who wants to see where most of the listings are coming from in the next 7 to 12 months? Yep. Cool. Let's do it. Now, before you roll your eyes, FSBOs and expireds. I understand. The only nightclub I know, because I don't go clubbing anymore, is there's still one in Miami called Live. Is there, Sarah, is there a nightclub in nobody goes to nightclubs? We're all old.
I definitely don't know the answer to the next question.
Okay. Well, listen, I think expireds and FSBOs are getting like hit up more than like a beautiful person at a really high end, establishment, right? Like a nightclub. Okay. So look, is it possible? Yes. But here's what I like to do with expireds and FSBOs. What if I could get them to call you? Okay, stick to the end, because if you could pick up 2 expireds and 2 FSBOs a year, I mean, wouldn't you add that? Yeah. Okay. So that's one. Next one is going to be, we will talk about the pursuit of happiness as well here. I'm going to come right back to that one though, for time's sake. No, I'm not. Okay. All right. Because we have to do it now. Okay. For this to make sense. All right. Pursuit of happiness. Who remembers that movie? Who's so mad at Will Smith for ruining all our great memories of all his great movies? Okay, we won't go there. We won't go there. Now, there's a little Easter egg in the movie that I think almost every business person, entrepreneur, and real estate agent misses. Remember when he becomes successful on the phone? He does this one little thing. Comment for like, I'll give you a gift card if anybody can get it in the next 5 seconds. I don't think so. What he did was he started at the top of the list instead of the bottom of the list. You may be like, oh, that's simple. That's some things in life that help you are very simple. Okay. So what I do is I always sort my list high to low. FSBO, expired, luxury. If they're attorneys, I go high net worth attorneys. Okay. You'll see in a second. Okay. But check this out. I was on my way to Salt Lake City. Who's ever been to Salt Lake City? Yeah. I've been there twice in my life, Anyway, so I got the Wi-Fi on the way and I'm looking at FSBOs. There's like 9. Right? Is that about what you have in your market? 0 to 9? Something, not many, right? So this was the most expensive one. You're probably saying, Daniel, that is not expensive in San Diego. I know, but it was the most expensive one in Salt Lake. Okay. So I did some research. Guess what? It was on the show. Who remembers Extreme Home Makeover? Remember that show? Or you've heard of it? So that house was on that show. Now, just like Ed Milet would say, a little bit of God and Jesus involved. I did the research. I'm in front of a market center and I called and we got the meeting and went straight to the house. Can I, 60 seconds. You want to see it? Check it out.
Well, I fly out tonight. Could I come?
Oh, okay.
I want you to go have lunch. Could we come in an hour? Could we come in an hour and a half or something?
Yeah, come in an hour.
Hour. You got it. We'll see you then.
Okay, bye.
Thanks so much. Okay.
So this is one of the children's bedrooms. I've never seen anything like this. Drop in the comments if you have. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
We'll see you on the other
The slide
side.
in the children's bedroom,
Whoa.
33 feet.
Look at that.
That's one of the girls' bedrooms.
You alright? Sounded like a big foot. Good.
Where I came out of the bottom, the room was big enough. They're like, we're gonna build a pickleball court down here. Okay? Okay? Does anybody have children? Would that not be a cool children's bedroom? Okay?
Oh, I want it.
Yeah, right? So is that Sarah or Ashley? Ashley, you want that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, in life, when you sort from high to low and you do pursuit of happiness, like old school Will Smith, okay? Life gets more fun. I think you make more money. Like I cannot imagine in a million years how that would ever happen, right? So is everybody open to do pursuit of happiness, sort our list from high to low? You like it? Yeah, awesome. I'm glad. Thank you, Ashley. I know. That would be cool to have full time. I don't know if I'd ever get my son out of his room. I don't know. Okay. The next one we're going to hit are high net worth family law, divorce attorneys, probate, and estate planning attorneys. So again, you may have heard some people are unfortunately passing away and getting divorced. Yes. And by the way, in the comments, and I'll look down here, who's currently working with a probate or divorce attorney? Or say, if you want to, say, I want to, drop in the comments. I see a few yet. I don't know if Roberto or Karine, if that was before. Okay. But I believe a lot of you do. Okay, good. So I get a lot of questions around this. Daniel, how do I get a meeting? They probably already have an agent, this, that, the other, right? So I don't care what the objection is. We can get you meetings with a ton of attorneys. Some of you want to do that. If you want to be recession proof, I would suggest you might want to do that. Okay. So we're going to hit attorneys in a moment. Next we have, I've heard a lot. I don't know the stats. If anybody does, drop in the comments. Something like a huge portion of transactions at the moment are single family and multifamily are being done by real estate investors. Has anybody heard? I heard this at a conference the other day. I got to get the stats on it before I say it. Okay. Also, on average, absentee owners are going to be 20% of transactions in a market. And then also you've got 1031 exchange, obviously for anybody do multifamily commercial?
Got a
Do
couple.
you? Yep. Okay, cool. So I'll gloss on it, reach out to me. I actually can get you meetings with 1031 exchange facilitators, which no one calls. I have a story on that. And then we have attorneys. Lastly, we're in San Diego. Is it niche? Not niche. Is it niche? Niche, right? Okay, we'll go with niche. So look, the niches are going to be this. Who's not concerned, but who realizes interest rates are higher than they've been for a while? Yep. Do you want to know a few categories where that doesn't affect it hardly at all? So people that own with no mortgage, free and clear, downsize. A lot of people that have lived in a house 30 years, they have no mortgage, 2 sets of stairs. They're going to sell cash. They're going to buy cash, 2 transactions, right? So, I mean, does anybody think that maybe looking at properties where they're going to sell or buy cash, right? That could be a big thing. Of course, we will have some luxury and we will have, I won't get into it because Ashley would probably kill me. Assumables. You have to be a Shaolin monk level real estate agent to get assumable mortgages to work. Are there 3 to 4% mortgages out there that buyers can take over? Yes. Are they extremely hard to find? But it's possible. But can you imagine you got a client, a 4% mortgage in this market? I bet they're going to tell every human they know, record you like a video saying thank you, right? The whole 9. So they are out there, but you got to be all in if you want those. Okay. Now, is everybody in agreement? This is where most of the listings should be coming from in the next 7 to 12 months. If you want to heckle, now would be a good time. Okay. All on the same page. Okay, cool. So here's what I wanted to show you. And oh my gosh, I so forgot to pull your market. So I can pull it afterwards, reach out to me. I'm so sorry. So we're going to look at Tampa. I think we're looking at Tampa today. In Tampa though, which I believe San Diego has more people and I believe way higher property prices. Guess how many people in the Tampa Bay area have no mortgage? Is that big enough to see? Might have a magnifier on here. Let me see. Do I have a magnifier? I don't know if I have a magnifier. It's 600,000 with no more. Is that pretty wild? Is that more than you might think? I think that's pretty wild. Now, what about downsize? 70 million baby boomers in the United States, 1.7 million are retired, ready to downsize. The rest, other 68 million, what, in the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, right? That one's going to go up exponentially. So here's the search that I would do. The program I'm using, by the way, I think you have in your MLS. I don't work for them, but it's called Remind. And one of my haters called and said, this guy's pretending to work for you. I don't work for Google, Remind, LinkedIn, none of these companies, okay? But I'm just showing you some tools you have access to. But downsize, I look for no mortgage. You're also looking for live there maybe 20 years, 30 years. Also, I like 2 stories. Anybody guess why 2 stories? I've heard you don't want to walk upstairs after so long. So just in Tampa Bay, there's like 80,000 of those. Kind of interesting, right? So obviously, we don't want you to call them. Stick to the end. I'm going to show you how to market to them for almost free and have them reach out to you. Good? Okay. Next would be, this is luxury. Again, I'm sorry it's not in your market, but who wants the name, phone number, email, and address of every luxury homeowner in your market? You can do it. It's not a secret. Oh, and thank you for all the comments that came in, by the way. Somebody's on commercial, and I'll thank you for the comments. And I know that 1 million is not probably luxury in your market, but there's 35,000 just in the greater Tampa Bay area over 1 million. So I can pull the stats on San Diego. My apologies. Absentee owners, there's 80,000 in this list, probably more on yours. And let's see, lastly, again, I'm not going to get into it. Mortgages from, under 6%, 600,000. Listen, I'm going to give you the breadcrumbs on this. You might have to work on it yourself. These are actual non-conventional mortgages. So we're looking FHA, VA, USDA, and it would have to have the clause in there. They'd have to qualify. There's a whole, right? It's only a certain amount, but they are out there, require a ton of work. But again, it's possible, and it's something you might want to have in your tool belt. Okay, we're not going to jump into it. A little bit of a new idea I had too is, what if you could have a Venn diagram, an expired that wants to downsize with an assumable or cash, right? So you just need to get creative in this market, right? That's what we want to do. Now, shifting gears for 1 second. Does anybody ever have any like call anxiety? You're like, oh, I don't know who to call. I don't know what to say. I don't want to pick up the phone. Nobody ever has had this, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, I do for a few seconds. However, I have a script that works 99% of the time. Anybody want to see a script that works 99% of the time? Okay. Should be looking like that. Okay. So look, 20 years ago, I know I'm dating myself. I used to have something similar to this. Who remember? You don't have to admit that you did. But I'm telling you, slamming that thing down was way more fun than slamming an iPhone. Like, okay. 20 years ago, knock on wood, I would get swore at, hung up on. We've never been here, right? No, a few of us have, right? But it doesn't happen anymore. Can I show you how? Now, if you don't live under a rock, you know Bob, Robert Kiyosaki. I met him in 2005 in New York. One thing that stuck with me other than his business stuff, he said, Daniel, when you're teaching, use stories and games. So I have a 30-second game. In fact, I don't know if Sarah or Ashley would play along. Anybody open to play along for 30 seconds?
Of course.
Okay. Is that Sarah?
Yeah.
Sarah, awesome. Can you pretend this is Rachel Green's fictitious pretend LinkedIn from the show Friends? Now, let's say she's a motivated seller, but she could be an attorney. Anybody you want to get a hold of. Okay. Sarah, you're probably pretty familiar with what mutual connections are on LinkedIn, right?
Correct.
Yeah. In this case, everybody that Rachel knows. So if I clicked on this, I'd get a list. Now, here's the fun part. Sarah, can you pretend Monica Geller is your best friend from high school, your homegirl? Yes? I
already been doing that since Friends was on the air. Yeah.
I see. She has a great attitude. That's part of success. I appreciate you. All right. But if you looked up Rachel, who's this motivated seller on LinkedIn, or your assistant, Cyberbacker did it, and you said, and you're like, oh my gosh, she knows Monica. Wouldn't you maybe call Monica and say, hey, do you know Rachel? She's like, oh yeah, it's also my homegirl. And then like if Monica, you said, could you bring her into a 3-way call? If Monica called Rachel and brought her into a 3-way call to introduce you, doesn't that legally, ethically, totally get around the do not call list?
Yeah.
It does. It's not illegal for Monica to call Rachel. Yes. And we can do that with what? 80 to 90% of the property owners in your market. And the higher net worth they are, more likely to be on LinkedIn. I also don't think Rachel's going to ask for a lowball commission and call 10 other agents. Sarah will tell you why. Like in high school, Monica would be furious. Am I right, Sarah? Ha ha ha.
Yeah, we're
Right?
already besties. Yeah.
Yes. This is very simple too. This one thing changed my life. Cold calling isn't dead. Cold calling is obsolete. It's done. I can get an introduction to, forget Kevin Bacon. I'm 1 degree from any human being on the planet. Who would be willing to pick up the phone if they knew somebody who knew the homeowner? Yeah. Okay. And thank you so much, Sarah. Round of applause for Sarah. Thank you. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Listen, I don't want to brag. Can I show you how it works on anyone? By the way, we don't have those phones anymore, but I think we had those ones too. All right. Got to have some fun. So anybody know this tall guy behind me, Tony Robbins? I think he used to live in Del Mar back in the day, the Del Mar Castle or something. Yeah. Love him, hate him, indifferent. Either way, he's built some success. Now, growing up, I didn't know anybody like Tony. My dad was a police officer. Before you cancel me, he was a good one. He never beat up anybody on the job. He was on the Keep Kids Off Drugs Council. I think he was a good police officer, okay? But he made like 20 grand a year, okay? So I didn't know any Tony Robbins, or did anybody know this guy over here? Mark Benioff, founder of Salesforce.com, worth 7 billion. Yeah. Listen, I wanted to do something bold because that's me like clearly 15 to 20 years ago. You can probably tell. Now, when I worked for Tony, I saw Tony and Mark knew each other on LinkedIn and his cell phone was in our system. I'm like, yes. So I called him. You probably want to know how it went. I was like, ring, ring. It's like, hey, Mark, my name is Daniel. Work with Tony Robbins. I had a quick question. You want to know what billionaire Mark Benioff said to me? What's up, Daniel? How you doing, buddy? How can I help? I was like, oh my God. No, but that's how I felt inside. Okay. Okay. Also, don't travel right now. Besides 20 hours of flight delays, I'm coughing. It's gross. I'm so sorry. Listen, billionaires, luxury homeowners, anyone you call. I think when I called Ashley, did I reference maybe another team leader, OP? I think, right? Yep. This is all going to dovetail at the end. Now, for time's sake, maybe I'll show a few seconds of this. This is Greg Posada, team leader of downtown Los Angeles and the skyline behind him, okay? Greg Posada wanted to talk to me as much as he wanted the new COVID variant, which is not at all, okay? However, I was on the phone with him and I was looking at his LinkedIn and I was like, hey man, and I referenced his cousin in Texas. He's obviously in Los Angeles. He's like, how do you, totally stopped what he was doing. Can I share a few seconds of it? Yeah.
Hi, this is Greg Posada with Keller Williams, downtown Los Angeles. Really cool story to share really quick. All right, I get calls all the time about anybody wanting to come and do training in our office. And it's one of those things that I automatically, my first question is, are you with Keller Williams? Is it MAPS coaching? And the minute they say no, I zoom out and I'm done. And it's an immediate no. And Daniel texts me and called me, didn't answer, sent an email, voicemail. I saw that and I was like, okay, that's fine. And then sends me a text and says, you know, this OP wanted me to reach out to you. And so when I saw that, I was like, okay, let me call. Go ahead and call. And Daniel calls and says, hey, I've got this great program I want to bring to your market center. And the immediate response was, well, first, are you with KW? Do you have anything that's KW related? He says, well, you know, it is going to help you with your market center, but it is not KW. It's a program that I have. So at that point, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not ready to bring anybody in at this moment. And so then at that point, Daniel said, well, do you know, and threw a name of one of our—
Here comes the Hail Mary. Hail Mary's coming right here.
A friend of mine. And I said, oh yeah, I totally know him. And Daniel said, yeah, he said some really great things about you. And by any chance, do you know? And threw out one of my cousin's names from Texas, and I'm in Los Angeles. And at that point, I'm like, wait, how do you know this person? And we got into talking. And by the time you knew it, I stopped what I was doing because I was doing other stuff while he was talking to me. And by the end of the conversation, we connected. I listened to what he had to say, and to mention, booked him for this evening to come in and talk to my agents. And I don't regret it a bit. And it was amazing. And believe me, it really taught me a lot, even for my recruiting, where now I'm connected with LinkedIn, and I've had LinkedIn since 2008 and don't use it at all. And if you check it out.
So for time's sake, you can look up the rest of these videos are on Exponential Business Coaching on any of the platforms. On Instagram, I'm at DFLEI7. Tony Robbins gave me the nickname D-Fly. His team tried to argue with him. He's really tall. Just flow with the energy on that one. So Instagram, DFly7, or exponential business coaching if you want to check these out. But I'm telling you, even people that don't want to talk to you, I'm telling you, it totally will change their whole tune. Okay. So, so I'd be happy to help if you have any questions on that one. Okay. So just feel free to shoot me a text. Again, my business cell is on most of the slides here. So we're going to keep moving to, for time's sake. Listen, I know I'm going fast. This is all going to dovetail, and it's like a non-sequential movie. So we can stick with it? Okay, good. All right, well, I'm going to keep rocking here. I'm going to skip a few things. I'm going to hit the most important items, okay? So listen, a lot of people are like, Daniel, what's this exponential thing, okay? They're like, I didn't do well in math class or something, you know? Anyway, before I tell you what it is, does anybody think they can get 1% better at, say, their LinkedIn, their listing presentation, social, anything in life, 1% better? Of course we can, right? Did you know that if you get 1% better every day for a year, it's 3,800%? 1% better per day is that curve right there. Anybody else want to do like this exponential thing, right? It's show up and just work on getting better every day, right? Pretty simple. And I guess like Gary would say, there is a one in there, like the one thing, right? So, okay, let's go back to our lead sources here. You're probably like, how does this work, right? So I have a bonus module. I know some of you said you're interested in the probate or family law attorneys, right? So just let's have some fun, and I just have to answer an FAQ on that really quick. So people are like, Daniel, what type of attorneys do I work with? So here's the good, the bad, and the ugly of that. Who keeps a dog in divorce? Is that sad? It's like, right? That's sad. It's great marketing. Call that attorney. Okay. You cheated. You're a player. I'm spray painting your Porsche. Is that crazy? It's crazy. I don't know. Are we covering that up, by the way? I don't know. I gotta see my keyboard battery must have timed out, right? You cheated. I'm spray painting your Porsche. Is that crazy? Crazy good marketing. Call that attorney. That's good, right? Now, buy one divorce, get one half off. We take PayPal. No, wrong attorney. Don't call the $99 attorney. Okay, not the one you want to call. In fact, who here knows who Dr. Dre is? Yeah. Okay. So who knows why he's worth 900 million? Somebody always guesses it. Yes, Beats headphones. So I don't watch TMZ, but I was doing a training in 2021 and he was getting divorced. His divorce attorney is right there in the article. This agent I was working with, he's like, Daniel, I went to college with somebody that went to school with Dr. Dre's divorce attorney, and he got the meeting. The same thing, the LinkedIn. This is LinkedIn meets Pursuit of Happiness. It'd be a good remake, huh? Okay. So anyway, those two are dovetailing. Okay. So also, if you feel like you don't have a huge network, although you do, I just met an agent moved from Australia to California, and we found 400 people she knows in California. Pretty wild, including the 26 vendors that are in every transaction. That's who you want. LinkedIn can force your vendors to give you more referrals. Who would like, everybody wants that, right? They don't give you enough. Now, here's an email that I did. If there was a Michael Jordan 360 slam dunk poster of emails, I think this is it. Again, I'm being humble. This took me months and interviewing dozens of attorneys. But what I did was I put in there all their biggest pain points, as well as I also put in their, some things that they wanted. And we actually got replies like, call me on my cell phone, let's book a meeting. We got inbound calls, inbound emails, and agents set a ton of meetings from these. They still are today. Anybody like that? That's a bit more advanced. Reach out. I'd be happy to help you set up a campaign like that. I'm sure you'd rather have them call you, right? So also this is, I know it's a bit, most agents think it's like a mythical creature, this working with attorneys idea. Again, with this one agent, we've met together with 70 agents or 70 attorneys in the past about 3 months or so. We've documented the process. Can I show you a little bit of the steps along the way just to give you, I think it'll help you get a better idea. Is that cool? This was after our meeting, like with our first attorney. He was kind of nervous. He was freaked out. I almost thought I couldn't join him. He's like, no, you got to come, right? Can I just, so I just want to show you from there to where he's at now. Is that cool? I'll show you a little bit of it here.
Hey, Daniel Fleischman, Exponential Real Estate Results. I'm here with
AJ Fernandez with Keller Williams
in Central Florida in Kissimmee. So we just sat down with an attorney, right, that does probate, estate planning, family law, right? Correct?
Yes.
And could the meeting have went any better?
No, it went smooth as it can be. Just get me in front of the clients, and we'll make it happen.
Yeah. AJ also offered if he ever needs an expert witness, which you do get paid
again for time's sake.
2, 3,
this
4.
is on our social media, but his level of confidence and certainty was lower at that point. Okay. Now, if we move forward a little bit further, Does anybody want to see me set in a meeting with an attorney? Because a lot of agents like, I don't even know how would I even do this? Would you like to, it's like 60 seconds. You want to see that part? Yeah, let's do it.
There he is. Hey, is this the famous attorney?
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Hey, awesome, man, awesome. Attorney referred me over to you, and I actually just went to your website, so I see you're helping veterans. I think that's awesome. I just want to acknowledge you for that.
Okay, what's going on?
Yeah, you know Attorney, right?
Of course.
Yeah, so he's a good friend of mine. We used to share office space. He'd referred me and AJ Fernandez over. AJ's a local real estate professional. What we were hoping to do, we met with another attorney friend of his as well, Sept. I don't know if you know him down in Ab. Okay, we had a really good meeting. AJ Fernandez, my business associate, we believe we can refer you probably some family law and maybe some other clients as well. And quite frankly, I'd love to hear more about what you're doing for veterans. We wouldn't be opposed to adding some value there as well. Just seeing if we might be able to schedule a 5 or 10 minute meeting in person just to introduce ourselves and see if we could maybe refer each other some business.
Sure, if you call my office number, which should be on the card, give it to you.
Yes.
And let them know that you just spoke with me on the phone, that it's not just a cold call.
Okay.
And to set up a time sometime next week to come in and sit down, we'll have a cup of coffee and chat.
Oh, that sounds great. I look forward to it. Thanks so much.
All right, man, don't work too hard.
All right, you likewise, man. Have a great day. Bye.
Now, it wasn't that scary, was it? In fact, if you listened in there, what did he say at the very end? Call my assistant to get on my calendar. Tell her it wasn't a cold call. You got an introduction, right? Just like we were talking about here. And it really wasn't that scary, right? And if in fact, if I rated myself on that call, I'd give myself a 5 out of 10. We'd been calling for an hour. We both had to leave for a meeting. We're packing up and he called back and I was like, kind of like not ready for it, So the call doesn't have to go perfect. What you need to do in this market is just take action. Right? Perfection is the enemy of greatness or something, somebody said something like that. You just got to do the things, right? Okay. Next, this was in a law firm with 64 attorneys. I kid you not. Again, when you look, whether you believe, and I don't know what the Keller Williams metaphor is in life, there's like the law of attraction. Some people pray, some people believe in crystals. I'm sure there's other woo-woo stuff. You're in Southern California, okay? Right? Whatever you believe, it doesn't really matter, okay? Believe what you believe. But when you start to work on something, it's like God or the universe or whatever just kind of like aligns everything for you. Within the past 2 weeks, 2 people have called me and said, Daniel, somebody died. Don't you know attorneys? So that would not have happened to me 10 years ago, but it's kind of old school, but putting out there, in the real world and on the interwebs, what you're working on. And I've been able to refer to, clients to a law firm that has 64 clients in there. Okay. So I only want to show you a second of this because I want you to look at AJ's certainty level, but it's way higher than it was. Can I show you just for a couple seconds? Okay.
Daniel Fleischman, Exponential Real Estate Results, Exponential Business Coaching here with
AJ Fernandez with Keller Williams Legacy.
Run attorneys 6 to 64. Okay, so we've been practicing what we're preaching. AJ reached out to his network and he actually found somebody who has an urgent probate need. They have somebody who passed away and they have property.
Again, on my social media at Exponential Business Coaching, I want to make good use of your time. But I'm telling you, does anybody feel more confident they might be able to make this happen? Yes. And if you reach out to me, there's a divorce real estate conference and one of the big top experts who works for Keller Williams, she's having a meeting. And I just got a text from this agent I know. She's like, Daniel, let me help you set up a meeting with her. Because even divorce real estate experts, their biggest challenge, I think, is that they don't know how to get meetings or work with these attorneys. It's like you get your pilot's license, but you don't fly, right? It's okay. Anyway, so I can help with that. Now, we're going to shift gears for 1 second, and then I'll crescendo here at the end with the best topics, right? Is that good? The nuggets will get bigger as we go. This is the world's largest domino, so something like 3 to 4 stories tall, okay? The first domino is right here. It's like smaller than this. Listen, in 1 hour, I don't think I can, if the big domino is the metaphor for what you want out of real estate, business, and life, I don't think I can knock that over. But is anybody open to like knocking over one of these smaller dominoes? What that could be is, you know what? Daniel's right. I need to learn how to do emails or maybe get meetings with attorneys, or I need to figure out what's working in this market. Stop throwing darts at a board, spaghetti at the wall. Anybody open to like knocking one of those over? Just make a commitment for 90 days, 120 days. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think that you should. Okay. Look, here's my domino statement. I think that you should be working on like exponential growth strategies. I really think that that's what's going to work in this market. By the way, should you do MAPS coaching? Bold, you should do it. Yeah. Should you go to mega camp? You sure should. Should you go to family reunion? Absolutely. You should do everything. Like legit. I think everything that Gary and the whole organization has developed is great. Not bragging. I've spent $500,000 or more on training and coaching. If I didn't, I'd probably be a police officer in Western PA. There's no Pennsylvania. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not what I aspire to. And if you're in real estate in Ashley's office, I'm guessing you aspire to grander things, right? Okay, good. So do all those things, but if we can support, we'd love to as well. I truly believe the fastest way to create these shifts is through exponential growth strategies. That's like the domino. Okay. Now, one other caveat, my mentor, he taught me something like this, and I truly, truly believe this. I think all your dreams, your goals, your visions, like the life you want, the relationships you want, the family, friends, and peer group you want, I think it will be enhanced and fueled by the success in our business or real estate business life. And anybody else resonate with that? I truly, truly believe that. Okay. So, and again, you should be doing all the maps and the coaching and all that stuff. Now, my mentors keep saying this thing over and over. They pounded it into my head that you should go all in. And I didn't quite understand what they meant. So I'm gonna have some fun and explain what that means. Like, do you see how this gentleman is not all in? Or would we agree? He's not all in, right? Are these two all in? Oh my goodness, they are all in, okay? For sale by owner, they're not all in. They are not all in, okay? And oh my God, I hope the slide is here. Okay, it's coming up. Here we go. Who else is in? Anybody think Gary Keller, Ashley Lunn, and everybody at your market center is all in? Yes, again, round of applause. We appreciate you. They are all in. They are, okay? Gotta have some fun. But seriously, I think that you have the ability to go all in. Very personal decision. And look, if you haven't hit your goals in the past, it is not your fault. You're like, Daniel, what kind of coach are you? I've never heard a coach say that. I'm going to say it in past tense, okay? But moving forward, I think you should take personal responsibility. You have tons of resources in your market center, and I truly believe if you want, you can go all in, you can hit your results. Anybody else believe that? I truly do believe that, okay? So that reminds me of a quick, oh yeah, this is the meme you'll see more often, that when you get that clear to close. If you're a veteran agent though, you know this meme needs updated though. It should say that feeling when you get that gross commission check in your hand, because clear to close ain't what it used to be. Am I right? Okay. But that's what happens when you go all in. Okay. So look, I think there's 3 secrets to real estate success. We'll hit these and land the airplane. We're good. We have 10, 15 more minutes. All good? Yep. Okay. 5. Oh man, that we're going to go super fast. Okay. So we're going to go straight to the strategies. Look, if you know who Roger Bannister is, he's the first man to run a 4-minute mile. 46 days later, John Landy did it. And then, so now high school and college students of every gender are running 4-minute miles. Crazy. Yeah. It's in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent if you haven't read it. Now, Tony Robbins compared me to Roger Bannister. It's on my social media pinned to the top. You can go see it. Now, I was able to do something amazing. And Tony Robbins compared me to Roger Bannister, the first guy to run a 4-minute mile. I set 257 meetings in 99 days. What if you had 75 listing appointments in 90 days? Would you be pretty stoked? You would be, okay? What you have to do that is know your reason why. I have mine. He's right here. Can I share 10 seconds of, I think this will help, right? Especially if you have children. All right, let's play it. No, you got a mic? Hey, come on, man. We practiced. You wanted to tell everybody something. And so what's your name?
Chico.
And what can you do?
Anything.
You can do anything?
Yeah.
Can you say it in Espanol?
Yo puedo hacer cualquier cosa.
Oh! Yeah, right? My first son was on the way. If you have children, anybody? You're like, Daniel, I'm motivated. I don't need Tony Robbins. I got children, right? Okay, you're motivated. Good. Know your reason why. I'm telling you that's huge. And your mindset. You got to believe you can do it. Now, let's get into some of the best strategies. If you're not tech savvy, this is Suzanne Lucas. She's self-proclaimed not tech savvy. She said, Daniel, I do not look like the Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not going to sit here and pound the phones all day. Okay. Now, on our first day as an agent, we still got her a listing appointment, 1.4 million on our first call. Pretty cool. It's also on my social media. Just a windfall of business is coming up. I do think that you should be creating video reviews. Gary Vaynerchuk's first video was like 1996 to 2006. If you've heard of Gary Vaynerchuk, he's now owns part of the New York Jets. Okay. So he went from like an immigrant with no money to, now he's extremely wealthy. I do think there's going to be a ton of video reviews will be the norm, because newspapers are going out of business. People don't even want to read your website anymore. So this is the Mike Chow team. Go to his Instagram. We've helped him get 25 video reviews. sellers, buyers, vendors. He even made me shoot one. Okay. That is going to create a windfall for a few agents that get on it. Now, on LinkedIn, you can actually get 20 to 80 homeowners to tell you they're moving in 60 seconds and for free. How do you do this? You create a poll. Now, this does not work on the other platforms, and you have to get to 500 connections before you do it. I have literally had, I don't know why people like to click on buttons, but I'll say, are you moving soon? And a bunch of people click yes. Is that not a decent lead? It is. But we have way better strategies. Now, the next thing is going to be just like Monica and Rachel. Remember how we don't have to cold call? We can search for divorce attorneys on LinkedIn and see who we know, how to get an introduction to them. I'm telling you, that is the key. Get a cell phone number and an introduction to an attorney. You're going to set the meeting. Now, the next thing is to not screw it up. You're going to have to call me on that one. You'll need a few pieces for that. Okay. Look, LinkedIn's like a referral generating machine. Remember, I used to get hung up on, swore at, nobody would talk to me. Now, every person I talk to, including the amazing Ashley Lunn, took my call because we reference these things in common. Okay. People and other things like that. So since we only have a few minutes left, here's who I think you want to work with. You want to, again, we said attorneys. Who else? Your loan officer, you can make them give you referrals. You want to know how? You're going to find a for sale by owner, an expired, a luxury homeowner, somebody that wants to sell. And you'll be like, oh my God, they know my loan officer. And then you're going to get your LO to introduce you because that LO owes you a favor anyway. I'm telling you, all of your vendors can expand your network exponentially through LinkedIn. Be happy to help. Feel free to reach out. Again, we talked about Dr. Dre. So let's go ahead. Here's the crescendo. You can use a program and find some advanced searches. Just determine what market you want to work in, right? Because there are areas that are still working. Divorce, probate, estate. Now, what happens is when you pull a list, it normally comes like this. And this is when you normally want to go to happy hour. Okay. So whether you use Cyberbacker, Assistant, Virtual Assistant, or do it yourself, we can take a list like this and make it look like this. We want the correct cell phone. We want the correct office phone. Guess what else is on the never on the do not call list? Office phone. Guess what $4 million homeowners don't do? Pick up their cell phone. Guess what they do pick up during business hours? Their office phone. You might think that that's so not important, but hear me out on this. What the value chain? If you can't set a meeting, you can't have a listing appointment. You can't have a listing. You can't have a gross commission. You can't tell me that one of your biggest challenges is you can't get a hold of anybody that wants. I called a for sale by owner within an hour of it coming on for sale by owner. They didn't answer. I did this crazy text message. We met with them with the agent I was with the next day. They said, Daniel, we got 200 calls yesterday. You're the only one that we responded to because of your text. You better get creative in this market. Nobody picks up the phone. Okay. Not enough people. I also want their Facebook and LinkedIn. I don't have command up here because I don't want to get sued because I don't have copyright rights to that. But you could just upload this to command. That should make Sarah and Ashley very happy. You want them to upload this to command, right? Yes, because you should, because it is the best CRM. Is it perfect? No. You should see Coldwell Bankers. It looks like something from the 1980s. Okay, command is great. Okay, it's fantastic. Now, from there, you can actually just click on somebody before you call them and get the intro. Now, I made a bunch of bold claims at the beginning. So Tony Robbins got an extra 5 minutes on his TED Talks. Ashley, can I get an extra 5 minutes on this is the crescendo? The best stuff?
We won't cut you off, but you will start losing people.
Okay, here's what we got. The way you get homeowners to call you pull that list of downsizers. You send an email like this. How do I know? My buddy that was in Phoenix, sells elevators. And this type of marketing works great. And not to celebrities, to baby boomers. Now, there's a better one that I found, which is that one. I think, Ashley, I might have shown you that one. Okay, this does great. You might be like, that's not professional. If it gets you 2 transactions, it is pretty professional. Okay, it does work. People, if you send that to 10,000 downsize candidates, baby boomers, half of them will open it and see your lovely face. Some of them will reply. A few might call you. 1 or 2 might be Karens. I can't help with that. That's going to happen. Okay, that will happen. Now, this is for expireds. There's about 1,000 expireds in your market. I've checked. Okay. What if you could send an email and get a reply that gets you a $1.7 million listing appointment on an expired? Anybody take that? Yes. Better than calling 1,000 expireds. You can direct email all of the everyone out there that's doesn't want to rent anymore. Absentee owners. We have it for every category. If you want, we can help you. Now, one of my favorite ones is what you send to attorneys. That's it right there. I promise you, even if you could copy paste it, it wouldn't work without a few more steps. but you can get replies. I should probably cover those up. That's a new one there from New York. You will get replies from attorneys to have meetings with you, which is fantastic. Okay. So let's try to bring this all into, all right. All right. Secret 3. Look, you need to either do this one of 3 ways. One is you do it yourself, which is going to take a very long time. If you have a productivity coach, you should be with them, right? They will help you out tremendously. Because done with you, like whether it's a PC coach or any coach, I'm biased, but that's the best route. Third is done for you. It's the fastest and the most expensive. So look, you've got the resources, whether it's your market center or whatever. I really think you should get with somebody that can help you do these things. Don't sit there and just be like, saying, oh my God, this is impossible. Here's one slide that'll literally tie everything together. Ready? We want people that need or want to sell their homes. Okay. Then we can email them to, we can email 50,000 people a day. I can't believe, but MailChimp will let you email 50,000. It's nuts. When you email 50,000 people, something's going to happen, good, bad, or otherwise. Direct mail, golden letters, phenomenal. Still do them. I know 50,000 golden letters would be more than the emails. Do both. Listen, if you don't want to do video, at least have your homeowners or clients record a video review. Then some of these you'll be connected to on LinkedIn. If somebody needs or wants to sell, opens your email, mutual connections on LinkedIn. Would anybody pick up that call? Maybe even make that call? Yeah, that is going to be one of the best things in this market. Identify who needs or wants to sell, and then find a way to get an intro or get in front of them. That's going to be it. Now, I have one bonus piece here. If you want to stay, this will tie everything together. Mike Chow from the Mike Chow team is Keller Williams in Los Angeles, South Pasadena. Again, super slacker. He's probably at 500. That's really old. He gets listings from reviews. Again, I think video reviews are going to be the way to go. Mike and I are not only he's not only my client, we're friends. We go to dinner. I referred him somebody for his team, an agent for his team the other day. It's long-term relationships are I think, very important. Now, I want to ask you, who knows who Steve Wynn is? He built the Bellagio, the Wynn, the Encore. Yes, we've heard of him. Yeah, I met him once in 2009. He's not my buddy, but he has a story. He says, you need to create raving fan clients. In this market especially, you need raving fan clients and customers, okay? Last story. A couple drove in from Southern California to Las Vegas. Anybody ever made that drive? Used to be fun, depending on how hot it was. It's an adventure. Now, they forgot the insulin and the husband had diabetes. Anybody know anybody have diabetes? I understand you can maybe die. Yes, not a good thing. Someone at the front desk understands raving client culture. So what did they do? They said, sir and madam, do you have a housekeeper? They said, we do. They said, my brother lives in Southern California. It was either San Diego or Newport Beach, I forget. But they said, okay, the brother met the housekeeper. They must have a cousin with a Fast and the Furious hypercar. I don't know. Somehow they got the insulin there before he needed it at 8 a.m. Got it there at 7:30. Do you think the next time they go to Las Vegas, they're going to want to stay at a Steve Wynn property? I think so. Is that a raving client experience? Now juxtapose that to an agent that refuses to answer the phone. Do you see the difference here? Okay. One raving fan client can change your business. That's what I think that you should be doing. Okay. So again, just land the airplane. I'm sure you have some questions. Before you complain to Ashley that this was too fast and confusing, call me first at least. I promise you, if you text me, I will answer questions. I will help you, gear any of this up. So for time's sake, I'm going to leave you with this. My name is Daniel Fleischman. The training is Exponential Real Estate Results with company's Exponential Business Coaching. Remember this one thing, if nothing else, 1% improvement per day can literally get you exponential results. I hope you had a great training. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, everybody in the Market Center. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Daniel. Good luck and be safe with your travels. Thanks, y'all, for sticking in. I hope you got something out of it. I know it was fast. Fortunately, we record, so you can go back and rewatch. And don't be shy. Send them a text and ask the questions you have. And in the meantime, have a beautiful day, a great week. And for those of you who are bold, I'll see you